right. Okay. Maybe I'm a minute early. I don't know. But going to do a short stream about Alberto and about maybe Ellicott City and whatever else is on your minds. It's early, probably. I've been up for a few hours, but that's me. I'm crazy. If you're out there, welcome aboard, folks. I'll be with you. We'll get on this in just a minute. We'll see what's going on. Right now, nobody's even there, so it doesn't matter. I screwed this up, and hopefully you're seeing Alberto as part of this. Again, I may have messed this whole thing up through an errant click. Sometimes that happens. But good morning, Millie Mill. Good morning. Welcome aboard. We're going to, again, talk for a little bit about the weather and things. It's early. Get your coffee. You don't want to see that. Okay, we want to see different things here. Okay. We're going to jump over to this. Bear with me 1 second. 1 second, please. Sometimes the internet is sleepy too. Okay. Now, I have to be increasingly careful of getting copyright warnings, so I may do a lot of these things I show you with no sound, because if individuals are posting music in them, well, YouTube catches up with me right away. Again, I'm not YouTube's friend. Where others might get away with it, I won't. So, not that I want to. As a singer-songwriter, as a musician, I want musicians to get paid for their work, absolutely. But okay, Florida Panhandle. See, it's early up for me too. So far, is under a state of emergency, folks, as Alberto is coming up and on to landfall, making landfall very soon. If not already, this is what we're going to catch up on right here. And, all right, let's get into it. Okay, again, I'm going to look at what just various people are putting out there. And sometimes it's the people that are in the area, on the ground, that will give you the best information, not somebody sitting in a bureau somewhere with a nice suit on or a nice business attire talking to you about something. And maybe you could say I'm one of those too, in my purple t-shirt, that, again, I'm separate from this. So I'm going to do my best to bring it to you as though you are there. Make sure you've got coffee, folks. And if you are in the chat, pop in, say hi. Now, this gentleman here, Hal Needham, he's a storm surge scientist, a linguist, and a wiffle ball player. And he's also a traveler too. Wiffle ball. Gosh, I haven't played wiffle ball since I was probably 12 years old. But he's just tweeted that Alberto's highest surge just 2 to 3 feet so far, but watch out for flood threat from rapid surge and rainfall along Florida Panhandle this afternoon. So this will be going into this afternoon. I don't know why I have a feeling I'll be back in here this afternoon. I actually had a different idea for this afternoon, but I might be back in here, folks, talking about this. And you can see this is of 6 a.m. Eastern Time, so just about 2 hours and 3 minutes ago. You can see where they have Alberto situated near Apalachicola, Florida, which is heading toward, or actually you could say on the Panhandle. Where does the Panhandle officially begin? Probably right about there. I'm sure there's some argument. I'm sure that there isn't a line of demarcation, okay, where this is the Panhandle and this is where northerners go for vacation all winter. They go here, and this is the Panhandle over here. This is where people go to Florida here, and this is where people say Florida over here. Here you pronounce it as Florida, and over here it's Florida, okay? I'd rather be over here where they say Florida. I'd rather be with that group than Florida over here. Okay, I'm sorry, folks. All right, so we have that, and this afternoon, this storm surge expert is expecting that is going to start rolling in, and people here in the area are getting ready for this to come ashore. And of course, even though we also have the National Weather Service out of Tallahassee is warning Liberty and Gadsden counties tropical tornadoes can move quickly. So there is that threat as of about a half hour ago. Tropical tornadoes from Alberta. Again, a tornado is a tornado, whether it's tropical or I'm thinking of fruit flavors and candy. Well, whether it's tropical fruits or just your basic starbursts. You want to, tornadoes, please take all the necessary precautions, folks, if you're in this area. I'm getting a sip of coffee, okay? There we go. All right. And again, I actually, when I set this up and scheduled this, I had Alberto and other things in the title. I messed it up, so it's probably seeing my standard format. Always Skeptical Forever is aboard, too. Welcome aboard. Good morning. Waiting for the big quake. That big quake is coming, Always Skeptical. You forever. You know it's coming. Don't be skeptical about that. I am so surprised that that has not happened yet. Okay. Now, morning upper air release from the roof of Northwest Tallahassee. That's Weather Service at Florida State Campus. Let's watch this right here again. I'm not going to put any sound on this because I keep getting copyright warnings when I use the sound in these videos. Then again, I'm sure there's no music in this, okay? So let's watch that again. I think they were firing up a balloon to test what may or may not happen with this wind. Yes, you see the balloon up there. Would you like to ride in my beautiful balloon? That's how I'll get a copyright warning because I just sang Fifth Dimensions. Okay, so you have that, folks. They're doing their little weather test. They're checking the winds to see how strong they are. And again, we also had, don't forget about Ellicott City last night, folks. Again, that was a very terrible event, and I was live streaming that for a while. But this is not Ellicott City right here. Let's do a quick review on Ellicott City while we're all right here, folks, and then I'm going to pop back over to the chat and see how you're all doing. Let me make this bigger for you. Okay. All right. Now, again, I did a video on this a couple hours ago. You may or may not have seen it. If you didn't see it, don't feel like you've missed anything because you haven't. It was just me. Ellicott City saw historic flooding again Sunday afternoon, just 2 hours after it was hit by a devastating flooding on July 2016. And again, this is Monday. You got to remember this is Memorial Day Monday, not Sunday. Officials believe it could be worse than last time, although no injuries or deaths have been reported so far, and that is the good news, folks. And I was concerned about that last night. Now, one person, get out of there. Get out of here. I don't want to see your video. Go away. Get out. Get out. That woman is crying. I don't want to see. I guess, sometimes you just can't get rid of this stuff. They pop this stuff up on you, and they don't give you the opportunity to get rid of it. They want you to see their stuff, and they're going to do whatever they have to do. So we're aware of that, and for that reason, we're going to get out of that. Now that's popped back up there. How the internet and those on the internet become increasingly intrusive. I mean, and the way I'm constantly hammering you about my books and music, I understand, but I try to use a bit of discretion when I put my advertisement videos about my books in my videos. I put them at the end. I don't pop them up in the middle. Okay, time out from the news so you can hear me talk about my book. I want you to buy my books, but I try to be discretionary about it, folks. I understand you don't come to see that from me. I'm Always Skeptical lived in southern Missouri for 10 years. That is Tornado Alley. So I think maybe you are safer there. Yes. Now, Panama City. Let's see what they're saying about Panama City here. Again, there was a state of emergency as the Gulf Coast is bracing for impact as Alberto closes in, and that it is from Good Morning America. If you watch that, I don't watch that stuff, but that's me. This is interesting. Watch those garbage cans right there. You see them? I don't know if somebody set that up so that would happen, but that's still fun to watch nonetheless. The wind is taking those garbage cans. It's the wind and the rain, bumper-to-bumper traffic on Memorial Day, as those two garbage cans are being taken down the street by wind and rain. Well, thanks Scott Williams on Twitter for that, Scott. That's fun. Thanks for sharing that with us. And okay, this guy here, he's saying that that was 14 hours ago, Josh. we can get a look at this right here. Now, bluegrass videos, Darwinism at its finest today is Panama Beach. Okay, so this was as of 12 hours ago. Well, 12 hours ago on Panama Beach, it would have been dark. It would have been nighttime. But you see these people out here in the water during this high surf. Again, me personally, I would question their sanity. That appears to be very, very dangerous to me, but that's me. Other people might think, oh, nah, Jim, that's fun. Go out there and do that sometime. Next time you come to Florida, make sure you go out there and do that. Excuse me. And we have this, okay? Again, just sharing some stuff with you, folks. There's some surf and some waves coming in. This was as of a couple hours ago. Again, tweeted by Manuel Bojorquez from CBS. Hope I pronounced that right for you, Manuel. If I didn't, I apologize. You see the surf rolling in there already on Panama City Beach. So this thing, but look at those clouds. I mean, maybe more so. Let's get a look at this. I'm not going to turn the volume up, folks, because I don't know what he's got as far as background. But look at those clouds. I mean, that right there to me is, in my opinion anyway, more menacing than that water rolling up on the beach. That is really something. Those clouds are menacing for sure. So we have this. We have Alberto rolling up on Florida. We have those heartbreaking, devastating flooding situation. That situation, I should say, in Ellicott City, Maryland, which took place last night. Fortunately, as we have seen, there are no injuries or deaths reported, and that right there is a blessing. Right there is absolutely a blessing, folks. I am so happy for that. All right, let's see what we can get here. I guess this is going to be a picture, and this was tweeted by Jamie Jurasic from Storm Team 2. Just want to give her credit as we look at this. That's a picture right there. You can see this high surf rolling up near the Sugar Dunes, if you're familiar with that area. Again, this thing, you know, you can't underestimate these things. Okay, it's only going to be a tropical storm. It's going to be a tropical storm, but a tropical storm can do a heck of a lot of damage and cause a lot of illness and injury and destruction, folks. Not to be taken lightly. Now, before I run through this some more, I'm going to pop into the chat and see who we've got here. If anybody new has popped in, again, it's early in the morning. It's early in the morning, and probably hardly anybody's here. I'm glad you two, Millie Mill and Always Skeptical Forever, are here. This probably is not going to be an extremely long live stream for me. I may do another one later. I saw that this story was gaining intensity as this storm was moving in on the coast, and I wanted to bring you some information on that. So let me pop in here for a minute, all right? If this will open up for me. Hey! All right, that's my fish face. You ever wonder, I can impersonate a largemouth bass. You want to see it? Okay, there's that. Again, you have to excuse me. Sometimes I'm just a little on the childish side, but I'm trying to bring you up-to-date information here, folks. Again, that's where that is standing right there, right now. Early bird gets the worm, absolutely. If you're out there, pop in the chat, say hi. Again, this is going to probably be a short stream. I may pop in later. I actually wanted to pop in later and have kind of a different topic matter, and I may still, I don't know. We're working on the Finger Lakes Railway coffee mug today. Finger Lakes Railway is a short line what they call Class 3 railroad that goes through upstate New York. Again, it used to be a long time ago, that the tracks that the Finger Lakes uses were owned by the New York Central, and then Penn Central, and then Conrail. They also have part of the old Lehigh Valley system too. If any of you are railroad buffs, that's what the Finger Lakes Railway now owns. Again, it goes through upstate New York, goes through the Finger Lakes, goes into Onondaga County, comes right up into a town called Solvay, which is just bordering on Syracuse. That's where it connects up with CSX and the New York Susquehanna and Western. So there's some railway information for you if you are even interested in that. You're probably saying, yeah, so what, Jim? But that's something, again, I love trains. I love trains, and I like to talk about trains. We've got some more information here from National Weather Service, Tallahassee, folks. Just wanted to catch up on this and see what they're saying. Okay, hurricane hunters are out in Alberta again this morning with sensor estimated surface winds to tropical storm force. So tropical storm force just offshore of the Panhandle. All right, and maybe we'll get to see this here in a moment if this will load for us. We'll see what they're getting out there. Yeah, that's fascinating watching that, huh? Let's see what else that they've put up. Okay, this could be good information. Here's the latest position update for Alberta from National Hurricane Center Atlantic. Tropical storm force winds and gusts already being reported along the Franklin County coast. So that's here. This is out on the Panhandle in Florida, right along here. And again, I've never been to the Panhandle part of Florida. That's definitely a part of Florida I would like to visit. I've always been in the more, I've been in the more up country, up the northeast. Basically, this part of Florida over here has become the northeastern United States of America, where they say Florida, and over here they say Florida. I'd rather be over here in Florida myself. But that's where they're already getting tropical force winds here. This is out in the extreme west part of the Panhandle. Again, information that you may want. For some reason, that's not going to load. Oh well, we'll move on. And maybe there was a lot of citizen tweetery. Is that a phrase? Well, I like that, citizen tweetery. Okay, you can use that, folks. There was a lot of citizen tweetery a while ago on this, where people in this area were tweeting up things that they were seeing. Oh, hey, look at that right there. That's a very, very beautiful rainbow. Let's get a look at that. All right, I mean, that was earlier this morning. This is from Andrea Clay on Twitter. She woke up expecting storm conditions and met this instead on Panama City Beach. That's beautiful. You know, I love rainbows because I don't necessarily like what rainbows have been co-opted into. I like what God intended rainbows for. God made rainbows. Rainbows are beautiful. They're a weather phenomenon, sure, but I love rainbows. Rainbows even appear in my books. I mean, rainbows, nothing like a double rainbow, beautiful double rainbow. I mean, that's very nice right there. So we have that. All right, I'm going to take a quick attendance here, and if things are still slow, I might terminate this one for now. Don't go away yet, folks. You know, again, I'm basing this on traffic, you could say. And I want this to open up for me. I want to see who's going on out here, who's going in here. I've got, again, Millie Mill and Always Skeptical Forever. Shout-outs to you. I do appreciate you being here. I'm going to pop back into the frame for a minute. There I am. There I am. Scooby-Doo. And I'm going to get a look at this, folks. All right. So if you're out there, pop in. Okay, folks, pop in. I'm going to stay with this a bit longer. Again, I may pop in and do another live stream this afternoon, and what I'll do is I will set it up and let you know ahead of time. And we'll talk about this. As a matter of fact, I think that's what I'm going to do right now. Again, this thing is not really, it's as we've just learned, tropical force winds are hitting part of the Panhandle. This thing is still off coast, offshore. It's going to come aboard very soon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump back in here, and I'm going to give shout-outs to Millie Mill and Always Skeptical Forever for being here early with me this morning. David Eggleton, yes, indeed. Thank you for that, my friend. You jumped in a little late. I'm about to end this thing for now. But shout-outs to you, my friend. I love rainbows for what God has intended them to be. I love rainbows, not what they have been co-opted into being. And I don't mean that in any sort of insulting or derogatory way. I'm just saying I love rainbows as rainbows. I'm going to terminate this for now, folks. But I want to shout outs to you, David, Millie Mill, always skeptical forever. Thanks for being here. I'm going to come back in here maybe at about 1 o'clock or so. And what I'll do is I will schedule it ahead of time so you all will know. And maybe we'll talk about Alberto, and we'll talk about God. We'll talk about end times events. We'll talk about it, maybe open up a bit of a forum here and just chat. People who come into my live stream seem to like to just talk, which is okay. We all like to talk. We all like to share our opinions. We all like to share our experiences, and I'm good with that. Okay, I truly like that too, folks. So that's what I'm going to do. So for now, I want to say God bless you. This is Jim signing off, and I will see you soon.